Everybody, this is Kim from DIY Dream Weddings. Welcome back to my channel. I've come on live to show you this um, lovely wedding bouquet, which is made for destination wedding. Actually, I've got two of these. You might be familiar with them if you've seen my videos. Okay, so if you can hold on just 2 seconds, I'm just going to have a look and see if I am actually live, because it always takes me a little while to work out what's going on when I come on. But we're going to make one of these. We're going to make one of these. Okay, yeah, sounds fine. Yeah, destination wedding if you're going abroad or you're going somewhere different for your wedding day. Okay, so it's just something that you can travel with. And we've got this one and we've got this one. Okay, and they basically made the same sort of way. So this is a round one, and what you do here is just, that's the front of the bouquet, and you just put your hand in the handle there at the back. Okay, and that's how that works, like that. Okay, and then you've got this one here, which is has got a frame on it. So you can unfold that, and it's the same on the back here. You're just putting your hand in there. Okay, and that's how it works. And you could do all sorts of things with these designs. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we can change this up. You might have seen it in the video, you might not have. You might not have seen it. So you can see here with this frame, it's rising above the base of the bouquet, if you see what I mean. And so what I'm thinking of doing is doing this design slightly different. So rather than having this frame raising above, I'm thinking of just sticking it onto the actual bouquet base like that. So I'll show you what I mean as we go along. Okay, so this on the back here, you can see this is all decorated with some lovely paper flowers. I actually designed this myself with a little bit of inspiration from Sam from Mixed Up Craft. So do go and have a look at her channel. She creates cards, so that's where I've got some of these ideas from. Okay, so yeah, so let me show you what we're going to be doing. So just to give you an example of what we're going to be doing, I've got the same sort of shapes here for this. So what I'm thinking of doing, like I said, is putting the frame flat onto the base. Okay, so then it would just pop up on the handle. Okay, so we're going to use lots of different materials. Got lots of different materials for this project. We've got some patterned paper, some metallic card, all sorts of bits, and we're going to do a little perhaps do some initial of your new surname in the middle or something like that, in the middle of the frame. Okay, so right, so let's get on. So I've got the measurements for the handle here, for the handle on the back. So we're going to start with the back of this, and we're going to make the back of the bouquet. So we're going to make this bit underneath here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this handle on the back, so you know what the measurements are as we're going along. I've done this before, but not this way, so it's a little bit different to the original design that I started with. So do bear with me, and some of the measurements might differ slightly, because I might bring this heart in tiny little bit around the edge, because we don't want to see this edge piece. But I'm going to still draw around this template. This is my template. This, I just cut this out from some craft foam, and I'm going to use this as well. So you could, if you wanted to make this heart, you just need to do a template for that, the same size as the base. Okay, right, and then just draw around it and cut it out. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you this in real time, how this actually works. Okay, because I've done videos on it, but I haven't actually done lives on it. Okay, I'm trying to keep this as central as I can. So I'm going to draw this around this base heart, And I drew this freehand, this heart. That's how I got the template. It's just everything I make is done from absolute scratch. If it's not, I always let you know. Okay, even my flowers I create from scratch. Okay, so there we are. I do them myself. So there we go. So just going to cut this out. So this is 300 GSM card. Okay, and I find that's really nice for structure work, the structural work. So I've got a little bit on the end there if we want a bit more for the hand or if we go wrong. Okay, so just going to cut that out. So if you come on, say hi. It'd be lovely to know where you're watching from and what you're planning for your wedding day. That'd be nice. If there's anything you'd like me to create on this channel, do let me know and I might be able to help you out with that. So any designs you'd like me to do, because I'm a designer, I'm an artist and designer, so I design all the bouquets on my channel have been designed by me. Okay, there we go. And I can actually help you out with new designs you might want for your wedding day. Okay, so just gonna, this is a little bit, so yeah, we're doing this from absolute scratch, everyone, so that you can see how to create it if you want to. You could even join in if you want to and start creating it if you've got the bits and pieces. Yeah, this is difficult. It can be difficult when you're cutting into this bit of the heart. So I just say, just try and do it the other way. Because you can't, it's really hard to get your, that's it. There we go. So I think we've got around the awkward part. That's the most awkward part of cutting it. And I would like to get some dies to do this. I've got a die cutting machine that I recently bought, and I'm thinking it would be nice to get some heart-shaped dies or something that might be able to use for that. But I'm not sure if I can get any big enough. So we're all kind of planning ahead a little bit with all this. Right, okay, so as you can see, it's the same size as the base. We don't need that anymore, so we'll put that over there. So next, what we want to do is we want to do the handle. So I'm going to do the handle. And I've got the measurements there and on a bit of paper. So we'll get some, actually we could probably use the end of this. We could use the end of this, couldn't we? So for the handle, we will need, so I've got measurements here, to draw a piece of paper out, sorry, a piece of card out. This is a 300 GSM card again. So you want a piece of card drawn out, and I like to measure against a straight edge. Yeah, I do like to do this manually, but you can do it with a cutting machine if you've got one. So what have we got? We've got the handle. So we want to do this 27 centimeters long, okay, by measuring centimeters, but you can always work it out on Google if you want to know how many inches or whatever it is you measure in. So I'm going to put a mark at 27 centimeters, okay, and then I'm going to do a mark, so I like to come right to the edge there of my ruler, 27 centimeters by 10, so we're going to do 10 centimeters down this way. And sometimes my eyes deceive me because I really need glasses for this. But there we are. So that's my excuse if it doesn't quite work. Okay, so I'm going to put my marks along. I just can't believe that I started to actually measure on the live. I will often say that because, you know, it's just, I can't believe what I'm doing. I mean, at school I didn't have a clue with this sort of stuff, you know, I really didn't. So yeah, I had graphic art lessons at school, and he actually said, even like when I had normal art classes, they said to me, "Oh, you'd be good at commercial art," and I thought, I don't know, you've got line in your artwork. Wow, okay. Now here, look at me doing this. Anyway, so we've got 27 centimeters by 10, okay? And I'll cut that out so you can see what I mean, and I'll show you on the scoreboard, okay? So then what we've got here is we've got to do the score lines. I've got those written down as well. So you might have seen this in the video, but I'm just showing you because I've got these on the video if you don't want to see it on the live. But I just thought I'd come on and show you how this is actually done, how the off-camera stuff is done as well. So I'm just going to cut this. You could use, like I said, you can use a cutting machine, and I've got one, but I just haven't. So stupid because it will probably make it easier for me, but I haven't got around to looking at how to use it. How stupid is that? But there we are. So just cut that. I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. So I'm just going to measure it against this other one that I've done. That's exactly right. Okay, so well done, Kim. You've done that right. Give yourself a round of applause. So we've got this strip here. Okay, I'm going to get my scoreboard out so you can see what's happening. So I've got a piece of card, okay, and it measures, can you see it? I don't know if you can see the measurements there, but it measures 27 by 10 centimeters, okay. So now what we want to do is we want to score where are we? 1 centimeter from the end, okay. Then we want to score 3 centimeters from that. Just 1 second. I'm just going to check. So just check because I've got my, yeah. So I'm giving you the measurements from each score line, okay. So then you want to do 3 centimeters, 1, 2, 3 from that last score line, and then you want to do 10 centimeters. It's 10, isn't it? There. 10 centimeters from that 3 centimeter score line. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Okay, and I'll give you the measurements another way as well, just in case you're thinking, what's she doing? Why is she saying that? That doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm going to move this over slightly, okay, because my scoreboard's got all this weird stuff in the middle. 1, 2, 3. Then you do another line at 3 centimeters. Okay, I think that's it. Let's have a go. Yeah. So the other way I could say this is you do 1, 4, 14, 17, and then yeah, that's it. That's all your score lines. Okay, so I'm going to fold that. I might do the other side. Should I do the other side? Let's see how that folds. So you just want to fold that in. That's fine. Okay. So just want to get rid of my scoreboard. I should have just put it down there. And just fold that inwards like that. Okay. Oh yeah, where's it? Oh, there it is. Okay, and then you've got your handle like this. Okay, that's your handle. And what I like to do here is I like to put a little piece of double-sided on there, just to stick it down. Okay, I've got thin tape here. Really, it's, if you don't want to get this on your scissors, you can use a greaseproof paper and stick it on there, but I'm just gonna basically guess at that. So this is how I do it off camera, like this. Okay, so you could put hot glue on there and just stick it like that. You could do it like that. I'm just going to do it like this, but you can do it with hot glue. It's just because it actually, maybe I should have done it with hot glue because it would have been quicker. But, so you don't want to see any of that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick that on there, like that. Okay. And yeah, let's take that off. See, this is quite good, this double-sided, because it doesn't, so just, it's easy to peel off, if you know what I mean. So, okay, I'll just screw that like that. Okay, and that's your handle. There we are. So then we're going to decorate that in a minute. So now we've got our base and we've got our heart. And in case you want to know, just a second, I'm just gonna, in case you want to know, the measurement of this heart is about 24 centimeters in diameter. Okay. You want to do this handle, if you're going to do this, you want to make this handle so it fits your hand. Okay, my hand is quite small. Okay, my hand span's quite small, and you want to make it quite tight in there so that when you hold it, this isn't going to flop, if you know what I mean. So with the actual bouquet, you put your hand in there, that's quite tight and that's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so that's the sort of fit you want for that handle. Okay, and we'll put that will go on. Actually, I'm going to write on here. So I'm just, whichever way around it fits your frame. Okay, so I'm going to put there on here front, so I know it's the front. Okay, so this will go on this way round, okay, like this, in the middle of your heart. Okay, so next, let's have a go what we're going to do next. Well, next, we don't need to back this heart, but if you were going to do it the way that I've done it in the video, you will probably need some card and some foam to go on the back, but we're going to stick this directly onto this heart. But before we do that, we're going to decorate it. So I've got some of this lovely paper, and I thought that'd be lovely under here. You can see what I mean. So that'd be really nice. The thing with this paper though is it's directional, and it doesn't cover the heart completely. So I thought if I was clever enough, to do this, I could actually just stick that down. If I stuck it in the middle, stick that heart down, and you wouldn't see either side that piece of white. Okay, right, so I want to cut this in a bit. So I think, how will I do that? Should I draw around it again and cut? Let's draw around this again, because I want to cut this down a bit. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this white on the outside or any of the paper when I stick it on. So I'm just going to draw around this again. And I know I'm going to look back at this video and I'm going to say to myself, why did I do it like that? That's a very confident thing to say, isn't it? Right, so yeah, we're just going to draw around this heart just so that we can trim this off. Okay, so I'm just going to trim some of this off around the edge. I'm hoping that will go inside. I mean, I don't know if it's a good idea to trim it right in, because I'm just thinking I'll kind of make some of this up as I go along, because I haven't actually done it like this before. Like I said, like I've done this design but not where you fit the frame on top of the actual heart. So let's just see. So I've only cut some little bits off of that. So that's going to come in a little bit more. That's better. Okay. I'm just thinking, does it matter if it comes in a bit? It doesn't matter too much if it comes in a little bit, because we're just going to stick that paper on the back, aren't we? That's what we're going to do. So just trying to get this right. Just don't want to see that white on the outside. Let's just trim it in. Let's just be a bit gung-ho with this and just cut it round a bit more. Fingers crossed that this works. Okay. This is kind of like the design stage as well, doing it this way. So, right, so that's the front. Okay, so we just don't want to see. Ah, there we go. That's better. That's better. Just a little bit more. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, right, I'm just gonna put all this rubbish down the bottom here. It's just got a little basket for my rubbish, people. Trying to keep it tidy. I used to keep it on the desk, but I've got no room for it now, so I'm just putting this all in there like that. Okay, that's fine. So now we want to cover the front of this. What I wanted to do was I wanted to save some of this paper, because I thought I could use it for the handle. So to decorate the handle. I don't know if we could or not. Can we? I don't know if that's wide enough. No, I don't know if we can. I don't know if that will fit in there. We might not be able to do that. I thought we'd be able to do it. We do it. No, I can't do it that way. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to bring this into the middle of my paper as much as I can, because I don't want. If I just place that there, I can see where I want that to come. Actually, what I might do is, I just don't want to see the edge of that paper. Let's draw around this. Because if you've got a small piece like me, you don't want to see the edge of that paper through the frame. That's why I'm drawing around that, so I can see where that's going to come. Okay. See what I mean? So if I put that on there, the edge of that paper. So if I turn that over, you can see that that's inside the heart frame. So that's going to work. So I'm going to cut that out. If it don't work, I'm going to have problems. So I only got 2 sheets of this. I've only got 2 sheets of this paper. So wish me luck with this. Right, here we go. Hang on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, that's fine. Because if I turn that over, that still works on that side, doesn't it? Still works on that side, but will it still fit? Why wouldn't it fit? It should fit, shouldn't it? Shall we draw it on this side just to make sure? Let's do that. Let's draw it on this side just to make, sorry people. I'm going to draw around this on this side because I don't trust my, you won't see the lines anyway, so I'll just draw it. Because if it was double-sided, decorated double-sided, I wouldn't worry about it, but okay, so yeah, because then you can just, oh, I can't see it very well, but let's just cut this. It's a shame that this paper isn't bigger. Okay, hold on. Just trying to see what I'm cutting. Touch wood, this is going to work. It doesn't, we'll just make it work, right? We'll just make it work. Right, okay, let's cut that. Let's see if this works then. That's the front. Ooh, that looks like that's going to work. It doesn't have to be that way round, but so that should go in within the frame, which it does, which means you won't see that white piece when I stick it down. That's the idea. Okay, so we can trim that off, can't we? When we stuck it down, we can trim the back off. Okay, we just want to make sure that that's all aligned up when we stick it. So I'm going to do that with double-sided as well. The only reason I've got that glue gun on is because I want to stick the foam on the glue gun. But okay, so yeah, so I'm going to turn that over and put some double-sided on the back. Okay, I'm going to put quite near the middle because I don't want that to be I don't want to have to cut through that. I'm hoping I don't have to cut through that if I stick it sort of in the middle. I've only got this thin stuff. It's all I could get at the time. It's expensive as well. Right, so we're just gonna put this along here so we can stick it on. And if I don't get to finish this, I'll come back and show you the next bit. I only really like to be on here like for half an hour to an hour, okay? And yeah, because I've got other things I've got to do, so it's so yeah, I'm just going to see where that double-sided's coming. That's fine, look, it's just right inside there. That's great. We keep going like that. So if you just come on, I'm making a fold down wedding bouquet for your lovely destination wedding. Okay, this is just a little example of the design that I'm making here. Right, just so you can, I'm just doing this because if you've ever, well, if you're thinking, do you know what, I'm going to go away for my wedding, and I'm worried about how I'm going to put my bouquet into my suitcase. This is, you know, this is going to be very helpful to you. Okay, this really is. So I think that will work. So we just turn that over and we'll stick that on there like that. Make it sound easy. Yeah. It'll be all right. It'll be okay. Thing with this double-sided is it's not very forgiving. Once you stuck it on, you've stuck it on and that's it. So let's take the backing off of this. I haven't got any wet glue, so don't tell me to do it. Well, I have got some, but it takes ages to dry. I'm very limited with my supplies, people. I really am. Right, okay. Yeah. So if you've come to join in, that's great. Come and say, you know, tell me what you think about this humongous project that I've taken on a live. Right. Okay, here we go. Right. So I'm just gonna. It might be better to do it this way. I don't know though. Maybe not, because I won't be able to see what it looks like at the front if I do it that way, will I? Okay, so we do it like this. Drum rolls, please. And we will line it up with our heart. Maybe I should have marked it first, perhaps. Oh, yes, that's what we want, you see. I didn't want to see those white bits. Okay, I wanted to stick that down and not see those white bits. Okay, that is a little bit off, but what we can do is we can trim that around the edge. So we'll trim that paper off around the edge there. Okay, just a little bit. I need my smaller scissors and a smaller one. Sorry, I must shut a bit there. I'm just trying to trim this little fiddly bit inside the heart, inside the I'm hoping that I can get some nesting dies that I won't have to do this anymore, you know. It's a bit fiddly, this. Let's use those ones. Let's get rid of all these little bits of paper. Okay, that. Was it that way? Was it that way? Oh, there we are. That's perfect. Well, as near perfect as I can get it. All right. So that's what we want. We wanted to just, and then we can just glue that on the back there like that. That's lovely. So my idea with this, actually this is silver, so was to put a letter M or something in the middle there. Just wanted to see that's silver. Sorry, that's the die I cut it out from. I was just seeing if I could see if the silver would work. I'm thinking of doing it silver. This M, doing it silver. It's knowing which way round I'm going to do all this. The reason I'm thinking of doing it silver is because I want to do the back with this. So perhaps we'll decorate the back first, and then we'll know if a silver M will look nice on the front. So back. So we're going to do this sideways because, as you might be able to see, that isn't very directional. So that's fine. That works for me. So we're going to do the same with this as we did with the other side. Just making sure which way around would look nicer. That way. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way around. Make sure if you've got directional paper, it was a shame about this because these flowers were going the wrong way. So I've had to, the paper didn't fit, or otherwise I would have had to do two pieces. So if you know what I mean. So I'll show you this. That's directional. You see the pattern on that's directional, and I only had an A4 piece. So that's why I had to stick it in the middle like this. Okay. But this piece this piece isn't directional. I'll just put it the way up I think is best. Okay, so we're going to just draw around this because we want it the same size as this, more or less. Actually, what you could do with this is we could come out a bit more rather than drawing exactly around it. Should we do that? Let's just come out a tiny bit more and then we can trim that off. So I'm just gonna bring that out a bit more. I'm gonna follow my outside line when I cut it. It's easier if you can trim it off, because then you can just place it on where you want it to be. And actually you could use, I could use the inside line to line that up and then cut it. So I could place it in that middle heart. So now I've done that inside bit there, I can just position it there when I stick it on. Well done, Kim. Right, so let's cut that out. Now, will that work the same way? Yeah, it should do, shouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it work? Because sometimes if it's got the pattern on the other side, no, that's how I want it to go. Okay, that's fine. Right, you have to be careful if it's got a pattern on one side. Make sure it fits. I really wanted to use this. I really like this. But I've only got one sheet of this card again, so all this card, if you want to know where I got it from, you can have a look on my bargains and buys playlist, where I show you the prices and tell you where I got all these bits and pieces from. Okay. And I only just done that video on there. And I think it's called Pretty Papers, and I only did that yesterday. So if you want to have a look at that after you watch this live, then you're welcome to. Okay, so yeah, right, so I'm just gonna move that over there. Right, so this has got to go on the back. Right, so that's going to go on the back like that. Yep, that's going to look gorgeous. I love this paper, it's just so lovely. Well, it's card, but so what we'll do now is we'll stick that in the middle there. I'd use my glue gun, but I'm worried in case it reacts with the card, so I'm going to just do the same as before and put some double-sided on here. Okay, and it's okay because we know we've got that marked out now, so we're only going to go as far as that line. So yeah, that's a good way of, and I actually didn't even think of that beforehand. That's just an on-the-spot guideline. Happy adjustments, that's what you want. Right, so just gonna cut that there like that, and this just inside this line, okay? Because then we'll stick it on and we'll just trim it all off. That'd be great. Like I said, you can do it with any glue you want, as long as you know it's going to be all right with the metallic card. Just I found out with some of these glues and things, especially with the Pritt stick, I don't know if you know, with the Pritt stick, sometimes with that, it takes the colour and it changes the colour of the of some of the card and paper. So that is, and you're making something, you make some flowers and then you've got all this orange. That's not very good. So I don't want to have any problems like that with this, because I'd like to have this as a product that I will sell in the future. So not this exact one, but I'll be making, I expect I'll be making these, putting them in my shop. My shop I'm still doing, so yeah. Right, so listen to me nattering along away. So I'm gonna, yeah, so I'm gonna place that inside the inside heart like that. So let's take this off. And I'm not sure how we're gonna, just thinking about how we're gonna decorate the inside. We've got to do the inside as well. Just thinking ahead a bit, people, because I'm thinking how we're gonna do. You can put whatever you want inside the frame, by the way. It's up to you what you do. Like you can see with the other one, I didn't do initials. I just stuck a little collage inside. You could have a photo. You could even have a photo inside the frame, which is lovely. You could make it really personal to you, and that's the idea with these bouquets, is you can make them personal to your wedding day. Okay, right. So, and they are different, and they're different because that's what I make. I make bespoke creations, which are really original. That's the idea. Okay, so I don't know if I'm really looking at the camera here. I'm sorry if I've gone off shot a few times. Right, so if I position that, let's move that out of the way for now. You should see the big landslide I've got over here. Right, so craft slide. Right, so we're going to position this inside the heart. Okay, and stick that down. So when you turn that over, you've got that lovely, oh, I love that. I've got that lovely bit on the other side there. So I'm going to just cut this down so that it's the same. I just wanted to show you something that I could make for you all the way through, so you could see. Normally I do these lives and I do a prototype, but I thought it'd be lovely to show you how I actually do make some of these designs off camera, some of the bits, because you don't really see them in the videos I make, the off camera bits. I don't always put on a video, so there we are. A little bit more. This bit's a bit fiddly on the little bit there. Don't need to cut it in too much because you've got your, you just need to make sure it goes within that frame. Okay, so just a bit more. You just want it nice and neat and tidy, so it looks nice when you're walking down the aisle with it, you know. It's got to look nice, it's got to look pretty and well presented. Just cut that right in there, like that. Oh, this little bit's of these. Let's get this. I need a bigger bin, people. I've got a little thing there, little basket to put my rubbish in. Right, okay, so if you turn that over, you can see how lovely is that. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I love this card. It's so pretty. It really is. It's amazing what you can find. It really is. So that's lovely. So then we're going to just have that on top like that. Or is it that way? I think it's that way. Yeah, like this. We'll stick that on top like that. Okay. And we turn that over. You've got that lovely. That's really nice on that side. And it doesn't matter about this, because what we can do with this is we can also trim this down, or we can cover it with decorations. Okay, so that is really nice. So what I want to do now is we could decorate the handle, because I want to see whether, when we put this all together, whether this M for the middle will look nice with the silver paper or not, or whether we're better doing it in the foam. So if I cover this, see, I thought if we do silver, it will go with this on the back, but I haven't got enough silver to do, obviously, that I've only got that sheet. So I thought what we'd do is reduce some more of this. It's going to be quite busy if we do that, but it will match. We could either use that, or we could use some craft foam to cover that. I'm not sure what to do now. Oh, a little bit, I don't know. Should we use this pink craft foam to cover this handle, or should we use some of this paper? I don't know if it's too busy to use this paper, and I've only got one sheet. Got some craft foam. I'm sort of disappointed because I had it all worked out, but I don't know whether we could do it silver even, but I think silver will be too much. Silver handle. Don't know until you do it, do you? Oh, I think that's too much on the back now. Perhaps we could do a mix of this paper and the craft foam on the back. How much have we got? We haven't got much of this left. We haven't got enough of that left to do anything with that, so is that too much? Where's the handle? Oh, there's a handle there. Let's just measure this up. So we will need, actually it's got it on here, got the measurements here. For the handle, what we want to do for the handle, let me just show you, there's an example here. The handle, we want to cover it with some card. Okay, we need a piece, a square piece, and 2 bits for the edge. Okay, and I don't think that they fit on, they don't fit, this doesn't fit on here, but I was thinking it would be nice to, I don't know, see. Now it's got to a stage where I don't know, quite know, I'm trying to make a decision with the papers and what colours to put on and stuff. because I want to know what I'm going to put in there. Should we stick this down anyway, because we know that's right, don't we? Well, I've got my glue gun here, so let's just stick this frame down. I'm just trying to make some room. I don't know if you know, but when you film, sometimes you just have less room, or you do have less room. You have a whole desk, but you only work on a little postage stamp bit of space. So I want to make sure that that is all covered. I haven't got to trim much of that in. I don't want to trim that in the middle there, really. I'm going to move that over because I don't want to have to trim that middle piece of the heart. That would be really... Is that right, isn't it? Yeah. Let's just go for it, shall we? Should we just go for it? Oh, I'm a bit frightened. I'm a bit frightened because I don't want to have to trim too much of this around the edge here. But I know if I move it, it will just be right out. So I'm going to have to do it like this. Right, okay, so let's... It's a good idea to, first of all, stick the top bit. Okay. Right, hold on. Oh, I thought I plugged that in. It's plugged in. It's going, oh. People, would you believe I actually didn't switch my glue gun on? I switched it on, but I wasn't plugged in, so we're going to have to wait to do that bit anyway now. Yeah. Where are we? 10 to 1, and I want to come off at 1. I think I would really like to have this so it coordinates with the front of the bouquet. I really would like that. So I think we're going to do a bit of each. I think we're going to do perhaps... Let's try doing the sides with this, okay? And then we'll do the middle with this craft foam. So we do the main piece with... I want to do the main piece with this. Let's just, I'm going to see... let's just have a look at the measurements on here. 1 square 9 by 9. See if we can get it on this scrap piece, and then we can see if it looks nice or not. Yeah, I think we might be able to get it on there. Oh, where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? So we'll do this, and then what I'll do is I'll come back. I don't know if I'm going to get this all in. So 9. So this square piece has got to be 9 all the way around. Okay, so I'm just measuring that. I'm just doing it on here because it's a little scrap piece. That's 9 there. 9. That's 9 there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so if we just join that up. Yeah. think this is directional, but we'll just have to go with it just to see what it looks like. So cut this out. So you want a piece 9 by 9. Okay, that's what it will look like if we put that on the back. Actually, it's not too bad because you've got that white around the edge. That's nice. Or we can use, I really don't want to do this, but we can use a craft foam. No, I don't want to use a craft foam. I think I made my mind up. I think I'm going to do all of it with this, like I originally thought of doing it. So, yeah, if you don't like it, then you don't have to do it like this. Right, and it's a bit paisley, really, but I don't know if I've got any scrap pink. We've got any scrap pink foam. Not really. What I'd have to do is cut this up and cut this. So let's do some. First of all, let's do some of this. Okay, for the edge of the handle. So what we've got, two strips 9 by 2 centimeters. So that's what you want. So you want 2 of this 9 by 2. So we're going to do 2 and 9. Just waiting for this glue gun to heat up. That's why I'm doing this. And then this one 9. Yeah, okay. That's close enough for me, matey. So we'll do, actually let's do another one as well. So we've got, now let's just do this one and then we'll know if we want to do it. I can't believe I've got another piece of that paper now. Didn't have to cut it all. So that's cool. So that will go under there, like that. So that's how that would look, like this. Okay. Or we could have craft foam. The 2 by 9, isn't it? 2 by 9. So 2. By 9. We could do some coloured card as well. I mean, we could do what you want, really. Okay, I'm just thinking, because the frame is a car foam, we could maybe match it. Around the edge, so you could have it like that. You have that, like that, and that on the top, like this. Or we could just have that paper all the way around. I'm not sure what to do, so I still can't make my mind up. Oh, right. Should we draw out a 9 by 9 just so we can see what that looks like? Do it here, do 9 by 9. So I'm going to draw that anyway, 9 there. Yeah, that's more or less right. It's not quite as straight as I like it, but cut that out. Okay, so then we can see what they look like. So we've got, so that's the front, like that. Okay, we want to put a handle on the back, and I'm not sure what paper to use, so I thought we could perhaps have it matching with this foam. Okay, so this is what we're aiming at, something like this. Okay, with your heart, but this is, it's not going to be a raised heart, it's going to be a flat one. Okay, so the handle on the back, we could do it pink, like this, like that. Okay, or we could do it with this one, so it matches, the front paper. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do the sides with this craft foam. Okay, and I'm going to do this with the floral. You can do it this, we could do it this way, you see, we could do it like this, and then we could put the floral around the edge, but then we'd have to decorate this piece, and I'm thinking I don't really, I'd rather not do that. We haven't got any more of this, so we're just doing what we've got left. So yeah, so I'm going to put that on the top, on there like that, and then we're going to have this foam on the edge like this. Okay, so I'm going to do another piece of this. Actually, I wonder if I can do it from here. Yeah, because isn't that, yeah, that's 9. So if I take it off this bit, because I'm not going to use this bit now, so draw that will be right for the other side of the handle. Okay, yeah, so then that fits on like that. Okay, so we've got those two pieces, so I might actually stick those on now. Let's stick those on now, because I think my glue gun's heated up now. And then I'll do the so I'll stick that on there. Whoop. That was hot then, it's just a piece of dry glue. Okay, just stick that on there like this. Okay, and I like to have, actually I like to, you could have that in on the outside, that line there. I don't really worry about it, but you might want to think about the detail. So then we're going to just do the same with that piece. Stick it on like this. Okay, and then we'll stick this piece on like this, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to do double-sided for that, but that's how that's going to look. It's going to look like this, sorry, this way, like that. We're putting it on like that, so that's really nice. I like that. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. You could do silver, because we're going to have, what I thought we'd do is we'd have a silver M in the middle. It's going to be a plain M. It's going to be a plain M. We're going to do silver M in the middle like that. So you could have your handle silver to match your M. So we can still do that. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to stick that on yet in case I change my mind. Because us crafters, us creative people do change our minds a lot. We really do. So yeah. So I'm going to stick that on. Where I've positioned that. Stick that down. I'll worry about the cutting away later on. I just want to make sure that it covers all the outside. All the outside there. I don't want to cut too much off of this. Okay, let's just cut. Just okay, that's all stuck down. Okay, and then we're just going to trim around the edge like we normally do with most of our stuff. And there is my scissors. Oh, there they are. There's my scissors there. So we're going to trim that off because we don't want to see that pink on the other side. Okay, yeah, that's fine because I don't need to go straight right into that centerpiece there. This is just so awkward, this little bit here. There we are. Okay, so that's the front. If it's not quite right at the front, you can always decorate the front. And actually, I'll probably decorate that heart anyway. So that's the front, and that's the back. And I want to cut out my M shape, but I've got to go. I don't want to overdo this. I'll just quickly do my M because I want to do it silver so it matches this. Okay, so let's just do that. And yeah, I would cut it with a die, but the problem with cutting it with the die is it's not going to cut it like this. It's going to cut it. I'm going to have to use a negative and draw around it anyway. So just see if I can. I'm just using this as a template, basically. You hear that wind? Sorry about that, it's a bit noisy. Right, so we're going to cut this because I don't know what the silver's going to look like. So you can, this is a personalised, I should have put personalised in the description actually. This is a personalised wedding bouquet as well. So you can put photos in the middle, anything you like. You don't have to do it like this. You can really change it up. Once you've got that base for your bouquet, you can do pretty much what you want. So I'm going to cut this out and then I'm going to disappear. But you can see how that's all made. Yeah, you can see how it's all made up, and you can actually, if you wanted to, you could create this. If you decide to create this, if I inspire you and you decide to create this, you could let me know. If if you use it for your wedding day, oh, show me what your creations are. There's a link below, and you can show me what your creations are by joining the Facebook group, where you can share all your creations that you've made from these videos and lives. Okay, so I'm just going to just cut that down. Plus, if you wanna, you don't have to support me. Just liking this live is enough for me. But if you do decide you'd like to support me more, you can have a look at my coffee page, where, and that's KOFI, where you can maybe a little, sorry, can't get the words out, make a little contribution to this channel, so we can make lots more things. So there's a little target there. Once we meet £10, I'll go out and buy some materials for the next project. So yeah, there's lots of things that you can do to support this channel. You could just like it and subscribe, and that's great. Thank you for all those people who have liked and subscribed so far. Not sure about this, but I'm going to go away and have a little think. You can see what I'm doing here. So you've got the if that's silver, it's going to do that. It's going to coordinate with the back. I'm wondering whether I could probably actually, I don't know if that would, I think that might be too much, but I could probably do it in this card as well. And perhaps we could do the backing, could be like a little shadow or something. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this live. I really do. So this is as far as we've got. So we've got the front of the bouquet with an M in the middle, and I'm going to do some decorations. And next week I'll come back and show you how to decorate this. Okay. And how we glue the handle on. And this is the back. So we're going to put a handle on like this. And we're going to have that. And you could even have like initial on the back. That's nice. I like that. That's nice. Yeah. Now I'm thinking we could have this silver M on here, and then we could have like maybe the patterned one on the front. So there we are. So that's as far as we've got. I'm going to stick that on with double-sided. Okay, so if I've already done it when I come back, I've stuck it on with double-sided. So that will look like that, and we'll stick it on that way round with some, probably use double-sided for that as well, and you can see how that coordinates with that front bit. Okay, so yeah, I will see you next time. So if you like this live, don't forget you can like it, you can give me a little comment below, and also, yeah, if you actually watch this live to the very end, give us a little flower in the comment. Just type a little flower in the comment, and that'll be lovely, and I can see who you people are. That'd be really nice. So yeah, that's it really. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you about, except if you would like a bouquet like this, you can contact me on my website. I have a contact page on there, which is linked below. I think it's linked below, or you can contact me on a coffee page as well, and I can create this for you, or you can create it for yourself by just watching these lives and videos. Okay, so take care everyone, and have a lovely week, the rest of your week. Okay then, bye bye for now.